You are back on the KitLab, it's your boy AK, and today, if you can't see already, we are going through not one, not two, but all three pairs of the EA Sports and Nike collaborations. Let's get it. So most football heads out there love to watch the game and they love to play the game. But what they also love doing is playing the game virtually. And this is where Nike and EA decided to come together and create dope collaborations like so. The first one was born in 2016, September, and it was the launch of the Nike and EA Sports Mercurial Superfly 5. Now what was the idea behind it? Well, Nike and EA Sports wanted to pay homage to the beautiful game, both in real life and in the virtual world. And so they decided to start off with the 8-bit graphic on the instep, signifying all those old school games like FIFA 99, World Cup 98, etc. And then flip round to go in HD on the outer step, kind of like your FIFA 18, or at the time 17 and 19 of current day today. But the boot itself, nothing changed from a tech point of view. So you still had flying it all across the upper, you still had a dynamic fit collar of course, and you had the speed ribs both on the lateral side and medial side of the boot. From the sole plate perspective, you had that beautiful 3D anatomical sole plate, and they coated it with that beautiful iridescent film as well. And from a heel counter perspective, you had all the beautiful trimmings, the EA Sports logo, your identity number, and you had ACC all across the upper as well. Boot-wise, it was unbelievable, and it was given to Anthony Martial. So the following year, Nike and EA Sports decided to come together once again for the launch of FIFA 18. The idea being to create the Hypervenom Phantom 3 DF edition. So the boot in itself was inspired by the real motion technology that was brand new to FIFA 18 in particular. The idea being that players play like they did in real life. So Ronaldo's free kick stance and strike was exactly the same, etc, etc. So the boot in itself, you had that flying it upper construction of course, and you also had the 4-on foam pods, which are featured as the main piece of tech on the Hypervenom, of course, all across the upper. The graphics also reflected that real motion technology, as you had these wire cables going across the 4-on foam pods in silver on the lateral side and on the medial side in Volt. If you spin to the back of the boot, you have the EA Sports logo, of course, and you have the traditional shot power bar. If you're techie, you get in the green, and obviously if you're a dead baller, then you're smacking it in the red zones. Flipping to the sole plate, you've got that same iridescent sole plate on the hyper-reactive plate there. In terms of colorway, stunning with the boot. And overall, of course, you had a dynamic fit collar at the top. You had that slanted cut, so you can have more flexibility in your ankle when striking the ball. The boot itself was born by two top strikers in Europe, Edison Cavani and Mauro Icardi. Fast forward to this year, and Nike and EA Sports collaborate once again to complete the trilogy and make the Nike EA Sports Phantom VSN. Now, the boot itself is a very new boot, of course, Nike's latest boot so far, but the tech is some of its best yet. Starting off with the upper, you've got the reflective treatment along this flying knit that is so textured, it's unbelievable, creating a superb first touch, but also representing the control pad controls. Next up, you've got EA Sports tab upon the tongue, and the internal structure is what's most befitting because quad fit mesh. And the idea is that the boot is pretty much match ready as soon as you pull it out from the box. So any foot shape can fit inside the boot, and once it goes inside, the shape of the boot isn't compromised. If we flip the boot round, of course you've got the swish as normal, but I want to talk about this, the triangle. And the idea being there are 3 points to this triangle which represent each part of your foot. The calcaneus bone at the back towards your heel, you've got your talus bone at the top of the foot, and you've got your first metatarsal. And this area here is what Nike believe is the perfect touch point for your first touch. And the lower you touch the ball on the triangle, the better you can initiate attack. So that's an interesting fact there. Flipping onto the sole plate, you've got again a beautiful iridescent purple and blue film across it. And then you got the red stud pattern from the VSN traction that is pretty much accentuated in front of the plate itself. In terms of colorway, again, absolutely stunning. But the real question is which boot is the best EA Sports Nike collab so far? Right, so from a comfort point of view, I'm gonna go with the EA Sport Phantom Vision. From a graphical point of view, I'm going to go the EA Sports Hypervenom in terms of the power bar and bringing in that motion capture technology. But I think as an overall standpoint, you can't really go wrong with the Mercurial as the best EA Sports collab. In terms of the concept, I think it's a great idea to have that old school pixelated gaming section on the boot and then flipping it to HD. And I think that again, in terms of the boot's rareness, there's only 1,500 pairs made for the EA Sports Mercurial, where there's 3,000 for the Hypervenom, and the EA Sports Phantom Vision wasn't even numbered. So for me personally, and not forgetting that sole plate is absolutely mental. So for me personally, I think the Mercurial is the best one. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you want to see more tech talks, there'll be some over here. And don't forget to subscribe to us here on the KitLab. I'm AK signing out. Peace.